You are listening to Functional Nutrition Radio. With me is your host, Dr. Lahana Vigliano, the owner of NuviTrue. In this episode, we're going to be talking about organic mattresses. Because I remember when I first heard it, I'm like, what? Another thing that I have to worry about getting organic? Are you kidding me? But yes, there is. And so when I had, I think it was like my daughter, like shortly after my daughter, this is how it got brought up. And so we just bought a mattress like a year ago. And I was like, there's no way my husband's going to, I don't know. I don't even know if at that point you can return a mattress, but we definitely weren't planning to do anything about it. But I said, like 8 years ago, well, when it's time, we're going to get a new mattress and it's going to be organic. When I learned a little bit about it, I just learned a little bit, but I didn't really want to deep dive because I was just not able to get one at the time. And then just as time goes on, and just last month, I was like, okay, it's been 10 years, which I think is the average from what I saw when they usually recommend buying a new mattress. And I got real excited because I've been waiting for this for 8 years. This is like one of those things in like non-tox or low tox living, that we wait for the moment that we can replace, right? Like most people are like, I want to be low tox. I'm just gonna go throw out my mattress. Like most of the people are not like that. They're like, I will revisit this when it's time. It was like, oh, it's time. And I've just been waiting for this for so long. But then I got really nervous because yes, I found the things to look for, the things I wanted, but I also realized that there's so much greenwashing, just like every other like organic or natural product. There's so much greenwashing, and it's so hard to not only like look for the things that you need to look for in an organic mattress, which we'll talk about today. Then we have to make sure like, are they greenwashing? Are they legit? Then it's online too. So you're like, okay, how does this mattress actually feel? Does it feel like crap, or does it feel good? And so then you're reading reviews of everyone's experience. And then you have to, take into account that that's their experience, that's their opinion, and they may need a firm bed and they're like, this is way too soft when it could be perfect for you. And so I will say lots and lots of health companies, mattress companies nowadays has that like 100-day sleep or sleep for a year or something. And I don't even know. They have like these 30-day things where you can try out the product and then you can return it if you're unhappy with it. So thankfully, and I'll go into, we ended up choosing Birch, and I'll go into why at the end, but I was very thankful that I liked it. I really didn't want to go through this whole journey of, oh, I don't like this. Okay, return it. I don't even want to know what that looks like. I mean, it's a big piece of mattress and it's an investment. So if you really don't like it, yes, by all means, you go return it. But I was like, I'm really hoping that I like my first one, you know? Okay, so I have my little notes over here. So, of course, number one, the whole reason an organic mattress is a thing in the first place is the exposure to environmental toxins. And you guys know I often talk on social media about just taking control of what you have control, because there's things that we have no control. When we walk out the door, we're exposed to pollution. We have no control over that, right? So I talked about that last episode too when we were talking about like just the bonds and stuff. So obviously one of the goals is reducing the exposure. And I actually, let me find on my other notes. I wrote down, okay, I guess I found it. So we lay in bed 2,920 hours, 8 hours of sleep a night. That's 33% of the entire year we're laying on a bed. And so that's a lot of time, y'all. And that's, we're absorbing it through inhalation, we're absorbing it through our skin. And so that's why with organic mattresses, they're using natural materials like organic cotton and wool and natural latex, because a lot of these things can be grown and harvested without the use of problematic chemicals. So we're overall reducing exposure of chemicals. Also, a lot of these are really great and naturally hypoallergenic. So it's just more resistant to things like dust mites and mold and allergens. So if you have asthma, it's a really great option. So that's like number one thing, like our health. The second thing, which is just as important, is our environment. And we always vote with our money, right? What are we demanding and purchasing? And society will get connected to that is because the more of us that choose this, it will show, hey, there's people that care about it. So not only are these sustainable natural materials beneficial for us, but it's for the environment because it helps reduce the overall environmental carbon footprint. It can also be more biodegradable. So we are reducing the long-term environmental impact, which is very important. I actually, every time I pass by like a landfill, I'm like, where does that go though? And like, how is this world with that many people? I don't know. That's something I ever haven't looked at. So that might be a very dumb question. But I'm just like, I've never really understood how are we not just a big landfill, at this point with that many people? Because I know how much trash we can go through in a in a day. So they biodegrade in the environment. And some of the like organic cotton and wool, some of the methods that they use to create those can actually benefit the soil, which actually is a whole topic in and of itself, which is why regenerative farming right now is a very cool thing to do, very trendy, as it should be. It's a good trend. So there's also the durability. So latex and wool both are very durable, they're very resilient. So you can actually have your mattress last longer. And there's also, just with my experience, of course, I didn't go bouncing around on different beds. I can only speak to the one that I chose, which is Birch, but just so much comfort and support. I need a medium, just for reference. I don't know if that matters. Medium to somewhat soft. So not medium, the Birch mattress by itself, I know I'm kind of jumping the gun, but there's just a base mattress, and that is, well, they have the Birch natural, and then they have the Birch luxe. So we got the luxe. So we already had like an additional like layer up. And then I got that's a medium firm. And I think both of them are medium firm. But then I got the organic plush, like plush topper that goes on top. And that just added the right amount of like softness because this mattress itself was actually pretty good. I was actually very surprised. But coming from like a very conventional pillow top mattress like 10 years ago, or I mean, we just threw it out, but that was more soft. So that's just what I was used to. So that extra plush topper was like exactly what I needed and really what I was looking for. But now there's ethical considerations to look at. So I know mattresses that I've looked at was like fair labor practices, obviously making sure that the workers are treated fairly and paid well, and also animal welfare, especially with wool, because we just want to make sure that's sustainably sourced from farms with high standards, better treatment of animals. And then I guess going back to the environmental component. So I know, laying on it and absorbing it through our skin, but the air quality with any furniture actually. So this is not just with mattresses, but volatile organic compounds, VOCs, are usually made or emitted into the air from synthetic materials and flame retardants that are found in conventional mattresses. So the better mattress you have, you're actually going to protect your indoor air quality, which, I mean, I don't know the stat, but I remember years ago reading about how indoor air quality is actually worse than outdoor air quality. To me, that's pretty wild, but makes sense. So just contributing, and not even just for the person sleeping in it, but the household. So yes, please. Greenwashing, some of the things that I had to look out for is one, the organic claims, because, and this is just like with food, like kind of claiming organic this, and there's only one organic ingredient and the rest is like not good or inorganic. So there is that in the mattress industry where there's organic cotton they use, but then the rest is synthetic materials. And so that's why I'm going to talk a little bit about the certifications that I looked for, but that's a thing. Also, just not having certification, look for that. Blended materials, the language that is used, and we see this a lot even with cleaning products. The terms like eco-friendly, the terms natural, the term sustainable, all of these doesn't technically mean that this mattress is also good, you know? That's why to me looking for certifications was the biggest thing because a lot of those certifications take third-party testing. So now we are looking beyond what the company is saying, but can they actually back up their claims? So I'm a huge certifications girly in this way because I am not a mattress expert by any means. And so I am relying on these certifications to make sure that, hey, no, this is, they say that this is it and it is. And I think too, while there may be some, certain claims that are true, some organic, like, I would say ingredients. I mean, I guess they are ingredients to make a mattress, but the use of maybe non-renewable resources in manufacturing, like there's just so many other things that go beyond than just the mattress itself. And it is all about trying to support, right, the companies that are trying to do it right. Birch, why I chose them. So I love that I'm just going to go with the ingredients. Main ingredients they use is organic wool, organic cotton, and natural latex. And they do actually use steel coils. It's high quality steel. So for me, when I was looking for a mattress, as I look at food, I said, I want something with the less ingredients, right? And just like when you pop open something, well, this is water. So obviously this is like very simple ingredients. But let's say this is like any drink and you go and look at it and you're like, okay, there's like paragraphs that I can't understand. That's obviously not always a red flag because sometimes it's all good ingredients, but it makes you like, okay, hold on. Let me see what it is. So I love the simplistic ingredients, so to speak, in the Birch mattresses. They also are very transparent of how they source their ingredients. Like their organic wool is from sustainable shearing from individual farmers. Wool is actually one of the safest fibers for fire. It's a natural flame retardant. So yes, the natural latex they use actually is from tropical rubber trees out of Sri Lanka. Certifications, which I'll go into in a second. And then, like I said earlier, the latex is a natural barrier to dust mites. I'm very allergic to dust, and the organic cotton helps keep your body so cool and super soft. I know some people are worried about like wool and if it's too warm, and I'm a girl that definitely loves being cold at night. So I have yet had any issues of it warming up my body too much. So I wanted to say that because I've had some people say, what are your thoughts on that? They are GOTS certified. So that stands for Global Organic Textile Standard. And this entire Birch mattress is independently verified to be organic and ethically produced. So many words here. They use fair trade cotton. So kind of going back to fair trade work and making sure the workers are taken care of. So they use fair trade cotton. They are Green Guard Gold, which is actually even better than regular Green Guard. Green Guard Gold is one of the best certifications you can get in a mattress. It's led by one of the leading environmental health agencies in the world. So the certification is a third-party test to ensure that there's no volatile organic compounds, so no VOCs, pollutants, phthalates, formaldehyde. They're also Eco Institute certified, which is another international organization that tests latex to ensure there's no emissions of, again, those VOCs, heavy metals, pesticides, phthalates, and other pollutants. And they go beyond even meeting minimum requirements. They had so many good certifications that I was like, okay, sold. And I will say looking for reviews for Birch was a little bit less dependable because I know they've been around for a while, but I didn't find as many reviews as something like the avocado mattress, which I didn't go too deep into it because they actually ended up being like more expensive. And I felt Birch was fairly affordable. I know that's like very subjective, but fairly affordable for an organic mattress. I also bought like during their 4th of July sale too, which was really helpful. But so I think it was priced that with the avocado mattress that turned me off. They also do a ton of influencer marketing. I should probably preface that none of this is like Birch didn't pay me. Actually, I mean, I'm not opposed to be sponsored, Birch. No, I'm just kidding. But I bought this all with my own money. So they didn't pay me to say this. This is just strictly from my research that I did, certifications that I was looking for, and just really like fell in love with, what the company stood for, which is great. So that would be my recommendation. Like I said, it's medium firm with just the mattress. Even the Luxe, I would consider medium firm, but it's so soft. Like the wool, the cotton is so incredibly soft. I will say there's a tad bit of a smell. You can just after it unrolls because comes in a box. It does have a little bit of that latexy smell, but it pretty much dies down within 24 hours. And it wasn't as I some reviews said that, and they're like, "I'm returning this." I'm like, okay. I personally think that's a little dramatic because it really wasn't that bad. I get it. It's been rolled up in a box and in wrap, and it's just going to. It's not bad off gassing in the sense of there's no VOCs, there's nothing. It's just like the smell of latex. But it really did die down within 24 hours. I wasn't worried about it at all. I kind of expected it from the reviews, but I do think the reviews were a tad bit more on the dramatic side. So I would recommend Birch if you're looking for one. Again, we got the Birch Luxe and the organic plush topper, also from Birch. And we actually did get their foundation too, because the one that we had was a typical box spring. At first, I didn't order that, and then I realized that that well, it would void the warranty, one. And then two, it's really important to have some breathability in the mattress for it to last longer. So also even their wood, the way I don't think they have like the treatment of the wood where they put chemicals on it too, which is cool. So I ended up getting that as well. But initially that was not in my order. I don't know, I guess I thought I could just do it on my box spring, but I guess that's not the case. But that's okay. It all turned out great. It was so easy to literally, it took us minutes to put the little foundation on, then to unroll it. It takes 2 hours to get to that full size, and then you're ready to go. So it was super great. And we actually slept on it without the plush topper the first night, just to see how that felt. And again, I felt like it was a little too firm than what I'm used to. And so I'm like, okay, let's do the plush, and the plush topper was great. The only thing I would say that is a little weird is the plush topper. There's nothing to hold it down. You just kind of set it on top. Like there's a little bit of hold, to it. But I mean, you have a sheet on too, so it's not like it's going all over the place. But by the time we do our sheets once a week, I have to just kind of pull it up a little bit. But it's really not that big of a deal. If that's what I have to do, and I still have an organic mattress that is ultimately what we were looking for, then I will fully tug on the plush topper once a week. It's fine. So, anyways, hopefully this gets you inspired, and put it on your list as you come across the time where you're like, I do got to get a new mattress. Make sure you research one. This is a huge thing. It's a huge purchase, but it will be so beneficial for health. It will be so beneficial for the environment, and just spreading this word of, again, taking control of what you can control, because there are things that we can't control. So hopefully this helps you. Like I said, the certifications that I was looking for was Green Guard, and then, Green Guard Gold was like a plus, GOTS, and Eco Institute. Those were my definitely top three that I really wanted the company to have. And I found one. All right, guys. See you next week.